Hi guys, welcome to the next lecture of our series Tech Bytes, that is an introduction to Python for machine learning, in which we are going to talk about why Python is preferred over any other programming languages for machine learning, like why Python is popular amongst machine learning engineers. Furthermore, we will be going through some basic concepts of Python that is useful for machine learning in future, that includes arithmetic and numeric types, variables, strings, lists, tuples and dictionaries, control flow statements like any other programming language, if statement, for and while loop, and the last args and quarks. The whole agenda will be divided into two parts or two videos, so let's get started. Python is a widely used language for machine learning. What makes Python the best fit for machine learning and AI based projects? So let's talk about some key features of Python language. First is a great library ecosystem. A great choice of libraries is one of the main reasons Python is the most popular programming languages for machine learning purposes. Library can be a module or group of modules, that is a pre-written functionality that is used to perform different actions. Machine learning requires continuous data processing. Python libraries help to access, handle and visualize that data. Some of the common libraries includes NumPy. NumPy works on numerical data and it provides objects for multi-dimensional arrays similar to matrix operations. Next is Pandas. Pandas works on the top of NumPy library. So it is used for merging and filtering data with the help of data frames that are tabular representation of data. Next is Matplotlib, that is useful for basic plotting like bars, histograms, charts, scatter plots, etc. Next is Seaborn. Seaborn is another library for data visualization and has variety of visualization patterns. However, Seaborn uses Matplotlib to draw plots. Next is scikit-learn. We don't have to write algorithms from scratch like clustering, linear and logistic regressions, classification and many more. They are all pre-included into the library scikit-learn. So we just have to use those functions to call and we can write a model in just few lines. The next important feature Python has is platform independence. Python is supported by many platforms including Linux, Windows and Mac OS. Python software can be easily distributed and used on these operating systems without a Python interpreter. Next is flexibility. Python is very flexible as there is no need to recompile the source code. Developers can implement any changes and check the results quickly. Most important, programmers can combine Python and other languages to reach their goals. Next, ease of learning. It allows more data scientists to quickly pick up Python and start using it for development without wasting too much effort in it. Python code corresponds to everyday English language that makes the process of learning easier. The last major factor is community support and popularity. In Developers Survey 2018 conducted by Stack Overflow, Python was among the top 10 most popular language. Even in the figure we can see that Python is the language that people have searched more on the Google than any other language. It's a well-known fact that Python community has grown across the globe. For any task you may encounter, there are pretty high chances that someone else out there has already dealt with the same problem. As we are now familiar with the reason behind Python as developers' popular choice, we can now learn about some basic concepts of Python that will be useful to go ahead with machine learning. So let's start. So now we'll start Anaconda Navigator for launching our Jupyter notebook. So we'll write a command source dot bash rc and press enter. So it will activate the base environment and here we can write Anaconda Navigator to start it. So hence it will start. So the most advantageous thing about Anaconda Navigator is that it comes with all the libraries and packages pre-installed with it, like libraries like pandas and numpy or matplotlib, so you don't have to install them all manually, so it makes our work more convenient. So we have to launch Jupyter Notebook. Our focus is on Jupyter Notebook in this series, so it getting started. So we have successfully opened the Jupyter Notebook. So now we have to make a Python 3 notebook to write some Python code. So firstly we will focus on arithmetic and numeric types, that is arithmetic and numeric types. In Python we write comments by putting a hash before the statement. So after that, as we know that Python is an interpreted language, which means that you can interactively use the interpreter to get immediate results. Suppose by plus we can insert the cell below. Suppose I need to print a statement, welcome you all, and run. So yes, you can see the result right after writing your command or code. After that we'll see some Python numeric operators. Expression syntax is straightforward. The operators like plus, minus, star work just like most other programming languages such as Java or C. Suppose we have to sum two numbers or add two numbers, so 5 plus 3 will give us 8. After that, if we type 2 plus 3 into 10, so it is also similar like other the basic maths we use. So it will first multiply these numbers and then add it with 2. After that, so division is somewhat different from other, like if we divide this two numbers, so we will get a floating number here. You can see if we divide 7 by 5 we get floating type number. So if we want to get integer type number, we have to put double slash here and run this, so we'll get 1. So here we will get a numerical, a integer type number. Even we can mix different data types, like if I multiply an integer type number with floating type number, so it will run for sure. So yes, we are getting the output. After that we have moduli. So yes, this will print the remainder. And the double star operator works to denote a power. Suppose if we print this, we'll get 5 raised to the power 2. After that, so the precedence of this star is double star is more than any other character. So if we write something like this, so firstly it will give us the square, then print the minus in front of it. So it will be something like 5 raised to the power 2. Okay, so next comes variables. Unlike other languages, we don't need to give any data type or specify any data type while initializing the variables. Suppose I am writing a variable length equals to 15 and width equals to 3 into 5 and just multiplying both of them with, so here we'll get the output of the multiplication of both of the length and width. So we don't have to specify any data type in front of a variable when we are initializing it. Just we have to see that we need to initialize it with some number, like we can't go with it, so it will give us error like name n is not defined. So we need to give some value to it, so it will work fine. So variables are mutable, like we can change the values anytime we want to with any type of data type. Suppose we are giving the length here is 15, so if we want to change it with 15.5 like floating number, we can do this, and then print length. So yes, we'll get the output 15.5. and even if we want it to give a string type, suppose I want to write here 15 and now print it length. So here you can see that we get the answer. So there is no problem if we change the data type in the process. Okay, so after this we can see that if we want to see the data type of a particular variable, so we can write type in front of the variable while printing it. Okay, so here we can see that the length belongs to the class string, as we have initialized it with 15, that is a string. So now if I have to concatenate the string or a number, suppose I am taking x is equals to 2 and y is equals to 3.5 and z is equals to hello. Okay, so if I print x plus z, so it will give me some error like unsupported operand type int and string. So we can't combine both of these as these are different. So firstly I have to convert x into string, then I can print it. Okay, so now I will be able to print it. Okay, so now let's come to the strings part, as we have just started it. So suppose I take my string as Python isn't difficult. So suppose I have to print a character through its index, so I can print it by, suppose I want to print a character on the index 3, so I can write it like this and print it. So 0 1 2 3, so h is on the index 3. And if suppose I have to print the second last character, so I can do it like this, so it will print L, that is the second last character most probably. So yes, so even we can find the length by using a keyword and putting our string in it. So yes, the length of our string is 22. So if we want to concatenate our two strings, so we can do it like that. So if we have one string that is pi, and we want our string to be concatenated with thun. So we will get the answer as Python. So our string is now concatenated. So after that comes the slicing. Slicing the strings. Okay. So let me take my string. Python isn't difficult. So I want to slice this. Like we can slice this with the syntax as suppose from 3 that was h to we can leave it as it is. So it will print the whole string after 3 from 3. So suppose I type 7 here. So I can see that I will get a string that will start from h, that is on the index 3, and will end with a space that is on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6th index. So it does not included the last 7th index. Okay, so we need to remember this, that while slicing we will not get the end index string or character. After even we can do -2. That will give us whole string other than the 2 last characters. Or if I want to do, I just want to print 2 last characters, so I can do it like this. So now you can play around the values and check if you get the desired answer or not. So one thing I want to mention here, that the strings are not mutable, that is these are immutable. So if you want to change the value, you can't change. Suppose I want to change the value of 4th index to the G. So you will get an error saying string object does not support item assignment. So this is not possible to assign any values afterwards or change any values after initializing it to particular values or characters. Okay, so now let me take a string, or let me split this string. My string can be splitted. Suppose I want to split the every word of my string. So I will use split keyword and I will split this by space. I can split this and let me print this out. Okay, so my string has been splitted into 3 words by a space. Even I can join the list of words. So suppose I want to give underscore between every word and join them into a one string. So words, so I will get, let me print sentence here and see what happens. So yes, so our words are now joined through underscores, you can see here. In the next lecture, we will cover the rest of important concepts of Python. Thank you for watching the video. See you guys in the next video. Till then, take care and keep coding.